Hi, Weenie. Oh my gosh, it's been forever. And I'm sorry for that. Everything's been going wrong. As Phil likes to say, everything's been going wrong. Woe is me. Now let's hit the goals. No, it's just been really crazy. Y'all trying to catch up with everything. I've been doing the best I can. Um, I was gonna record an entire video covering the July 4th marathon. That was a bust. Technical issues. I couldn't get it figured out, and so I scratched the whole thing. Then I was gonna do a video about like the speculation before Phil got back. Like it was like a 15-minute little video of just talking and just like a fun little video. Went back to listen to it after I recorded it. No audio. I guess the little microphone wasn't on anymore. And so I just really just gave up altogether. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, fuck this. The universe is trying to tell me, just wait, just chill out. Okay, enjoy your life and just, enjoy the time off from Phil. And then I made the mistake of going on to Twitter. Oh boy. So in today's video, we are not only going to be watching Phil's return podcast after he was gone for over a week, we are also going to talk about my theory, what I think happened to Phil. We're not only going to observe his return podcast, I also have some clips from his July 4th marathon. We're going to be looking at a few things, and a clip or two from the video back when he was crying over his Minecraft bird, because a lot of those kind of pull into my theory of what happened to Phil while he was gone. And we're also going to have a little bit of fun and talk about all the other theories that there are out right now. Let's recap of what happened while Phil was gone. How did us detractors act? It was a wild time, y'all. It was a wild time. And as a person that is newer to all of this, to the community and to everything, it was insane. Oh, and don't forget, my second episode of my podcast is up, and I have a link down in the description where you can go and click for the Spotify and listen to this first and second episode if you haven't. The third episode should be coming out soon. I have a concept that I'm working on for like the next subject. And remember, if you enjoy my content, just make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get started. Okay, y'all. So let's start talking about. So, first, I want to observe these clips, very short clips from the stream, his Minecraft stream, when he cried over his Minecraft cockatiel getting killed by a creeper. Now, this is just us observing this for now, because we will reference this stuff later, but this is just me implanting it into your brain for my theory. Now, I do want to fully disclose that this is all just opinions, okay? This is not me stating facts. This is just a theory. This is just for funsies, okay? This is all public, accessible information. Yeah. We'll just leave it at that. So let's watch these clips.
Okay. Well, I tried to dry all the water that I just spilled. I don't know if I successfully did because I spilled a lot. Hopefully I got it all. I apologize, everyone. Like, there's a lot of stressful stuff going on right now. A lot of it you don't know about. A lot of it you do, but a lot of it you don't know about. All right? And just having extra stress on top of it with things not going well is just compounding everything. You know what I mean? Like, it's like when they say when it rains, it pours. Well, right now, it's just a bad time. Everything's really very fucking frustrating for me. And I just hope that we can get back to some normalcy. We can get some, some silver fucking lining here at some point, because I'm a little upset. If you can't tell.
Okay, that's the first clip. Notice how he says there's a lot of stuff that's going on. Some of it you know about, but some of it you don't know about. Now, I think this was about a week and a half before he disappeared, but I think there's a lot of relevance in that statement. A lot. Because when we move forward, he says something that's very, very similar, almost exact. And I know he says it a lot, but if you don't remember during this entire stream, y'all, it was all boo-hoo me, woe is me, I'm so sad, everything's going wrong, y'all just won't believe it. My original theory was this is all for manipulation, and I still stand by that partially. But I think This stuff has been affecting him for a while. We'll elaborate on that more. Just keep these clips in mind. Let's move on to the next one.
That's so sad. Now I'm tearing up for a virtual bird. You've turned me into a sissy. A sissy. It could be out here. I'm crying over a bird that's not real. How could you do this to me? Poor pork chop. It's not even a real bird. Okay.
Okay. I think I just kind of left that in for shits and giggles, I'm going to be honest. What was that? First of all, what was that? Do you don't think that he cried? Do you don't think he actually cried? I didn't see not a tear come out of that man's eyes. And the fact that he had to sit there like straining, trying to get the tears out, I call bullshit. But I do see a lot of stress in his eyes. I will say that. I do see a lot of, I don't know, just lingering stress and anxiety in his eyes. But he's trying to like use it as like a way to manipulate his audience. He always does that. If he sees like a little window to be able to manipulate them a little bit more, he uses it. And I think that's what he was doing in this case. But I still think that it's relevant for my point. So I left it in. So then the next clips are actually from his July 4th Independence Day marathon. That video was going to be so long because that marathon was so stupid. Let's talk about that really quickly, since I might not make a video about it after all. We'll see. That whole thing was a scam, right? It was a scam because the reason I say it's a scam is because he's like, oh, this is the last time you're ever going to see these hats and these vests, so come on by so you can see me, wear it for one last time, and it gets put into retirement. Oh, but also, guys, if y'all really like it, we'll do it again next year. You know what? We could even make it an annual thing. If y'all like it that much. Scam. A scam. In other words, what's new with Phil? A scam. Scamming his damn audience. So freaking stupid. The whole thing was stupid. And then he looked like a freaking man-child, and then this fool, well, okay, not this fool, but his whole plan fell apart with Kat making food, which I want to mention, I don't think she ever planned on making the food in the first place. I think the plan was to get the pickle meal regardless. But anyways, he has talked about this marathon over and over and over in the past, this is his third stream that he's on right now, and he's freaking not stopped talking about it. Anyways, let's watch these few clips that I grabbed from the July 4th marathon. Because again, it goes into my theory.
It's only 11:30 a.m. and typically people start to show up during the course of my podcast, which usually runs from about now till like 1 p.m. So what we're going to do is a nice hangout session, a little bit of a build up, see what you guys are up to. We'll talk about the holiday, what everyone's doing. I'll explain the premise of everything we've got going on today because we've got quite a lot. I'm surrounded by stuff right now that we'll be doing today. So that's cool. And then we probably won't get started with anything like cleaning out this closet until after this whole big intro session. So first of all,
okay, so we all know that the Independence Day marathon was the last thing he did before he disappeared for the week, right? He came into this is his intro to it. He came into this just, I don't know, out of it. And a lot of people are like, oh, he's drunk already and this and that. I'm like, maybe he's been drinking, who knows? But I see just deadness in his eyes. Like he is over it. So that means that whatever he had to leave for was already leading up to it before now. So I just wanted to add that in. He was already freaked out by something. Something is already eating at him. Something's been eating at Phil for a while, but the day before he left, something's eating at his ass. Okay, let's continue to the next clip.
Okay, some people who are content creators and popular say, I don't give a fuck about anyone. I'll hurt anyone I want. I'll slander anyone I want. I'll laugh at anyone I want. Who cares? As long as I made a buck today. That's awful. That's literally no respect for anyone around you. It means you had no discipline when you were growing up. You didn't understand about the greater good. You weren't taught any morals. You're just a scumbag. You're a piece of shit. And there's lots of people on the internet like that right now. And it's disgusting that they're allowed to thrive and do that. There should be limitations on the kind of content that can be put out. But right now, there really isn't any. So there you have it. Yeah, I really do feel that having a childhood where I had boundaries and limitations, you call it sheltered, I call it disciplined. I feel like, yes, that actually allowed me to grow up and have morals and values and things that set me apart from other people who make content. There you go. Didn't I tell someone to eat my ass with a spoon? Indeed, I did, and they should have. Okay.
Okay, I left this. Okay. I don't know why. Okay, this entire rant about this, if y'all have seen it, good lord. It is so stupid. Like, he's talking about, oh, I had discipline, and everybody didn't have discipline back then. I wasn't sheltered. I never climbed a tree. I never popped fireworks because my parents had boundaries. Boundaries. Okay, Phil, whatever makes you feel better. As somebody who was also sheltered, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, very sheltered as a child, also wasn't allowed to pop fireworks, also wasn't allowed to just really do anything. I wasn't allowed to talk to people because they might influence me, and it was insane, okay? But, he's clearly insecure about it. He's trying to justify it. He did that. That whole rant lasted about 10 minutes of him just justifying his childhood. It was freaking ridiculous. But anyway, I digress. What he said about, like, oh, content creators that just get away with anything, it's very particular. And as soon as he came back and did his podcast and started talking all this mess about detractors and stuff and people, and it's like, I thought immediately back to this moment. I was like, there's a lot of sourness behind what he is saying. Sourness. If you need to go back and watch it again, just look at, like, he looks like he smells something nasty. He's disgusted with whoever is in his mind. He is talking about somebody. I feel it. So I left that clip in because I think it is connected. So, okay, let's move on to the last clip. It's a short one.
Some more shout outs to do. We have Big Boss with a $2 super chat. Will you give away a signed vest if you hit $5,000 today? Well, here's the thing. I would like to say yes, but I don't want someone to come in and drop a $5,000 tip that they charge back. You know what I'm saying? I would say overall today, yes, if I raised $5,000 in one stream, would I give away a signed vest? Yes, I would. Absolutely 100%. I would give away a signed vest for $5,000.
Okay. We all gasped at that, right? Because it's just Phil being a greedy fuck. What's new, right? I mean, he wants $1,500 to fucking eat a fast food meal every week, right? What's $5,000? He wanted $3,000 from a stream previously to prove the Kino wrong, that he could live without him. Okay? But there was a specific moment of thought in there. If you need to go back and look at it, there is, you might catch it now that I mentioned it, that there was a specific point of thought when somebody brought that up. Are you going to do a signed vest? There was a millisecond that he thought, I need this much. I don't know. At least that's what it looks like to me. Again, this is just my opinion. Don't take it too serious. This is me observing behavior of somebody that we have been able, that displays his behavior for us endlessly. So, in that moment, I feel like this $5,000 is specific for something. I don't know what it is, and I'm going to elaborate that on more in my theory moving forward in the video. But if you need to go back and catch that and see if you can tell that he was thinking of something specific, how much it would be, it was in this clip. I even caught it before he left, and I was like, why $5,000? It's a lot, right? Now, Phil also was thinking he was going to get a shit ton of money from this marathon. He only hit 1,000, and he was begging for 1,100 by the end of it. He needed that money. This is the last clip from the marathon, so I'm going to move forward when he leaves, because again, this is the last time we saw him before he disappeared for the week, right? During that week, they were keeping track, and he didn't spend any money on WWE Champions. He only checked in to get like that free daily login gift or whatever, but he didn't spend anything. Okay, so that means this money that he is getting needed to be used for something specific, right? Because remember, when he got that $1,600 tip, same night, almost exactly that much got used on WWE Champions. If it is not needed for a specific thing, it almost always goes to Scopely. That's why when he did this, and now with my knowledge now, knowing that he didn't spend any on WWE Champions, and correct me if I'm wrong on that, because I could be, but I didn't see anything about it. We were just laughing because he was logging in to get his free stuff every day, but he wasn't spending money on it. That's weird. That means whatever happened to him needed him, like he needed to spend money on it. And I know it was probably on the trip and all that, but I think there was more to it. So now we're gonna move on into the return stream from yesterday. Now I have a lot more clips for that, so this is gonna be a little bit more extended, but that wraps up the clips from the older stuff. Okay, so now we're in the period where he's gone. Phil puts up this tweet. Okay, he's gonna be gone. He doesn't know when he's gonna return. Unforeseen circumstances. We're like, oh shit. Okay. Day 1 comes around. Nothing. Day 2. Nothing. Day 3, 4, 5. Okay. We are all on Twitter having a good time speculating on what happened. Some of us were doing like serious, like, logical theories at first, like Cat is sick. Cat is in the hospital. Phil is sick. Phil is in the hospital. The most popular one, his mother was sick, or she died, and he had to go to Connecticut. All these theories. And then there was the more unserious ones, which were my favorite. It was so much fun, y'all. Like, seriously, it gave us all a different opportunity to just kind of like let loose a little bit. It was fun. Well, some people were saying that my favorite was he turned back to look at Sodom and he turned into an block of salt. That was my favorite. I saw that and I cracked up. And then somebody said that he tried to teleport, but he got stuck in a different plane and he can't get out. I was like, what? And then somebody said that he got recalled to his home planet and he's going to get fired. Like, somebody said that the demon, or like Phil is like, needs a new host, and so he's out there searching for a new host to take over. It was so funny. It was so funny. And then I'm going to lightly touch on the drama that was within the detractor community. So, I'm going to lightly touch it because it's seriously kind of stupid. And I kind of regret stepping my foot into it now, looking back. I'm like, I should just keep my mouth shut. But I don't know. I just wanted to, I needed to say what I wanted to say. So, the detractor Duty put up this post. This is where it all started. So as you saw, Duty put up a picture of a box on Phil's front porch, and he says that he's like, they'll be back Friday. This was luggage that they bought, for the trip. This proves that they're not home. They went on a trip, and he'll be back Friday. Blah blah blah. It split the verse almost in half. I would say 75-25, because a lot of people were upset with Duty for doing this. And it was intense, guys. Like, it was intense. People, now the one side that was against Duty completely was like, man, we're just trying to have fun. Phil is gone. We're just trying to have fun, to speculate. We're all just having a good time. And here you come putting in this stuff that gives Phil the ammunition that he needs to prove that we detractors are batshit crazy. There you are, giving him the ammo that he wants to run the narrative that we are batshit crazy. I get that side completely. I even put a post up critiquing Duty because when you hold that much, again, this is my opinion, and come for me in the comments if you want. That's fine. That's your right. When you have a large following, and we know for a fact that Phil watches Duty, watches what he does. He has more influence on the rest on what image is put on the rest of us. You know what I mean? Like we get lumped into whatever image Duty decides to create. And all I said was with great responsibility, with great power comes great responsibility. When you have more of a following, you have more of an influence on that community itself. And some of us don't want to be lumped in with that. No, I'm not saying that I haven't done my fair share of crazy shit. I mean, my fucking, the Switch 2 thing, that was a little bit outlandish. I get it. It's not like I'm trying to find a moral high ground or anything, even though it comes off that way. And that was the other argument. It was like, why are we all trying to find a moral high ground? We all talk shit about Phil. Phil doesn't deserve to be protected. Phil can say whatever the fuck he wants. Who cares? He doesn't deserve any kind of grace. Again, I get it. I got called a fence sitter because I'm like, yeah, I get it. And yeah, I guess I am fence sitting because it's not that fucking serious. We're all just here speculating one person. A really shitty person, right? A person that has done wrong most of his life. So, do I fully agree with what Duty did? No. Do I fully disagree with what Duty did? No. Am I a fence sitter for that? Sure, man. Call me what you like. But at the end of the day, we're all just here to laugh at the same person. And some of us have different ways of detracting. We can do as detractors that decide to make content, newcomers, veterans of the detractor, the Snortex. We all just need to continue to run and do our own thing. We all have our own style of things. And Duty is just that's his style of things, So I get it. And do your best to run your own image. And that's all you can do. That's all you can do. It's really not that serious. This isn't life or death, guys. It was just crazy. It was just crazy how it was almost like a civil war. It really was. And a lot of people are like, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It's like, yeah, it kind of was. A lot of people were biting each other's heads off. I got my head bit off. Met big time. So, yeah, it is what it is. And I'm okay with it. Like, I knew what I was getting into when I got into this community. I sat back and I watched the community for a while and I was scared as hell. But then I was like, why am I scared? And now I'm in it and it's like, oh, this is fine. Just witnessing all of that happen was crazy, but it was fun. Like, we all had fun. I think that we all, at the end of the day, beyond all the bullshit, beyond all the drama, it really was a good week off for all of us. I think we all can agree. And then Phil comes back, which is what we're about to go over now. Okay, so let's continue on to yesterday's podcast. Oh boy.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Well, it's been a while, hasn't it? Some things have happened that I think we need to discuss. It's interesting what happens when the king is not around, isn't it? Honestly, I don't know. I've been so busy, I have no idea what's been going on. But I'm back. So, fasten your seatbelts. Return your tray tables to their upright positions, because we're ready for takeoff. It's time for the Level 1 podcast.
Okay. So I'll say two things. If somebody died in Phil's life, I was going to call him Philip. If somebody died in Phil's life, him coming back and acting this way is absolutely disgusting. And so that's why when I saw how he was acting, I was like, I don't think somebody died. I don't think somebody died. Plus, if somebody died, Mother perhaps, which is the running theory that Mother died, somebody would have found an obituary by now. Somebody would have found an obituary. Unless Philip convinced the family not to post a public obituary because of the detractors. But I don't know how likely the family is to listen to him. But if they are, okay. That's kind of sad that they have to conform to that. But, Phil has everybody scared in his life, I'm pretty sure. But I don't think somebody died. So, moving on.
All right. And to be quite frank with you, all right, this was no party. This was no, how can I say, vacation. As much as I wish that I could have come back today and said, hey, everyone, guess what? Great stuff. I finally took an amazing honeymoon or whatever. Sadly, that's not the case. As they say, sometimes things creep up on you. Kind of like out of nowhere, they sneak up on you and it's kind of like, you're at the mall and a weirdo, no-life detractor starts filming you with their camera, or like you're at the gas station just trying to like fill up your gas and some weirdo is like creeping around the pump trying to take a picture of you. Maybe you've never experienced that, but I have. And in this case, they creeped up so hard, I got bit in the butt. And I had to deal with some personal stuff this last week, all right? And as much as I would have loved to be here with all of you, because I would have, sometimes you just got to take time away, which is what I had to do. It wasn't planned, it wasn't scheduled, and I had absolutely no idea how long it was going to take. So it wasn't even like I could say something in the middle of the week and be like, okay, I'll be back by so-and-so or whatever. It wasn't like that at all. So because of that, it was up in the air.
This is the part that threw me. I was shook. I didn't know, like, what does he mean? Okay, first of all, he's like, oh, says sometimes things creep up on you. Okay. So this is something that happened because he kept putting something off, right? So something that he should have gotten done a long time ago but didn't, and it snuck up on him and bit him in the butt. And then he gives you that weird example of a detractor taking a picture of him. And then he's like, well, they creep so hard. But what is that analogy? What is that? He's like, a weirdo no-life detractor trying to take a picture of you while you're pumping gas and trying to get a... What analogy is that? Why is that so specific? Like, I don't know what to think of this. I don't know if this was said to throw people off, but I don't think Phil is that smart to give us pieces of something to throw us off. You know what I mean? And he's like, they creeped so hard, I got bit in the butt. Who creeps so hard you got bit in the butt? Okay? Right now is when I decided to throw out the window that anybody was dying or sick. Right now. You could argue that maybe he waited too long to go visit his mom and now she's really sick and she really wasn't able to like remember who he is or anything like that. It could have been. It very well could have been. Maybe his mom has Alzheimer's. Maybe she's so sick that he went up there and she doesn't even know who he is anymore. And he waited too long. You know what I mean? But that analogy doesn't, like, maybe I'm looking too far into the analogy, but why would he use that specific of an analogy to explain what happened? To me, this means that he waited too long for something to get done and it got him in trouble. And the first thing that comes to my mind, of course, when I hear that is taxes. Maybe he waited too long to get his taxes done. I don't know. But the thought of anybody dying, family member, or anybody being sick went out the window. So as of right now, just for the sake of my theory, we are going to throw that option out of the window. Okay? Because I want you to have the same thought process as me so that way I could successfully get you to understand my theory. Whether you think it's right or wrong, at least, come with me on my thought process. Okay, so this clip right here, bye, nobody died. There's something else a little bit more off the wall, I think, that is going on. Okay, so moving on to the next clip.
Let's get some support. Let's get our first super chat. Let's get our first tip. Let's get our first membership, and let's get some subs over on Kick. What is going on? Let's get some support rolling in right now. Come on, let's do some shout outs. And let's talk, let's chill, let's chat, let's figure this out. All right? Because I don't know what I'm doing this week, quite frankly. I have no idea what we're doing. All right, let's go. What's going on, everyone? So good morning to everyone here. We got Jade, we got King Michael, we got Chris. 672 is very upset with me. Jade, it's good to have you back, man. It's good to be back. What's going on over on Kit? Spike Vincent's there. What's going on, man? We got a bunch of thumbs down. Already people are complaining. I've been back for 12 minutes. 12 minutes, and people are already complaining on Kick. How about this? How about you kiss my fucking ass and stop being whiny bitches like you are and just sit back and shut the fuck up because you're on my stream, bitches. And I'm back, and I'm in large, and I'm in charge, and you can fucking deal with it. You can shut those thumbs down, and you can go like this, right up your fucking rectum. That's how much I care about you. All right.
Phil starts to display this pattern of very boastful, overly confident, goofy, clownish, very off-putting behavior throughout this entire thing. My automatic thought when I saw him to start to act like this was he's trying to like deflect how shitty he feels, right? Like he's doing all he can to like make out like, oh, like be nonchalant, you know, like, oh, it's not a big deal. Sure, like, you know, some stuff happened, it was stressful. Oh, la-di-da-di-da-da-da. Y'all ain't gonna get nothing special out of this story. There's nothing crazy that happened here, guys. You know, he does that a lot. Like he tries to hide the truth behind like some kind of weird mask, and he's horrible at it. The hair is not herring. It's just Sunday. The hair doesn't ever hair on Sundays. I had to move back a little bit too. Sorry, I was so close to y'all. Let me move back. Let me move back just a little bit. Okay. So, yeah, he's got like this weird, I can't even say false sense of confidence. I think it's like fake confidence. Like he's putting on a show, right? Like he's trying to really hard to not talk about what happened. And that's pretty much proven later on because he's not going to talk about it, but he's trying to put off why. You know, like he's trying to put off having to tell everybody he's not going to talk about it. And it's just really bad acting. Like, fake. This is all a show. Keep that in mind throughout all of this. This is a show, okay? This is him coping with the fact that some crazy shit happened to him. And also trying to lead us away from thinking the worst. He's also trying to keep us from knowing what happened also. You know what I mean? Keep all of that in mind if you can. And let's move on.
And just so you know, no, I don't have a double black eye or anything like that. Absolutely not. I'm just wearing sunglasses to look cool today because it makes me look cool, right? I don't have to wear them the whole show. Maybe I'll take them off at some point. We'll see. Okay.
I'm sorry, but that man was crying before he got on stream. I do not care what anybody says. That man was crying before he got on stream. His eyes might not be puffy anymore, but you know, like that glossy look over somebody's eyes, like when they just got done crying and they have like he also knows that we are able to read him like a book at this point. I keep getting close to y'all. Okay, sorry. Let me give you your space. Jeez. He knows that we could read him. He knows that we could look in his eyes and know that he is lying out of his ass or that he is misleading us. You know what I mean? Because as soon as he took those glasses off, I was able to see the despair in his eyes. He's dead inside. I even posted a picture of him on Twitter and somebody said that he was a hollow, like from Dark Souls. I was like, why does that fit so freaking perfectly? It was amazing. Y'all are so smart. But I think that's why he has the glasses on. Not because he thinks he looks cool. Who says that? Who says that? Why even acknowledge it? Insecure. You're only going to acknowledge things like that if you're insecure about it. And he was insecure about it because that's not the real reason he has his glasses on. So, anyways.
By the way, don't worry. I have much more to say about me being away. It's just, let's do it slowly. It's like they say, you don't just dive into the lake. You dip your toe in to get yourself adjusted to the temperature, right? Before you jump in and you freeze your ass off. You got to see what the climate's like. So we're going to talk about my time off. Don't worry about it. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. If I give you everything you want up front, then you're going to leave. So I got to tease you. I got to tantalize you. I can't just give you all the goods up front. You understand? You got to wait. We got to talk about super chicks and shit. You know, it's more important. Okay.
He had a lot of people on his podcast. Like his viewer count was really high. I mean, obviously, right? He loves that shit. He wants the attention it was going to bring him. He wants the money it's going to bring. But he don't want the responsibility of telling the story. Because the story is embarrassing. Just saying, I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry. But I just let that in. But you know, he's making out like he's about to tell us this crazy story, right? Like he's setting it up like he's going to tell us everything that happened. Fucking scammer. Liar.
Ralph did a $5 super chat. He's been gone over a week and we get no story resolution. That's right. You don't know what happened. Fuck you. You don't know what happened. Fuck you. Thank you for your $33. You get no ending. Oh, shame on you. Okay.
Another little piece of the show that he's putting on, y'all. Another piece of the show because he's trying to not tell the full story. He's trying to hold off as long as he possibly fucking can. And he's also trying to, like, just, again, nonchalant. He's trying so hard to act like it's not a big deal. When so much of this points out otherwise. See right through you, Phil. I always do. We always do. Not just me. You're not fooling nobody.
Yes, I'm. It's good to be back, quite frankly. To be honest, like I've told you, it was not a vacation. I wish it would have been great if I came back. I had like fully tanned, and I'm like, you know, smoking a cigar. Oh yes, I'm back, everyone. I don't know why I have an accent now, but I'm back from the Bahamas, and you know, no, that's not what it was at all. I wish, but no.
Notice that and you're going to see this a lot, he is going to continuously remind everybody that he was miserable this whole week. He's not going to specify why, but he's going to make sure that everybody that is going to give him money knows he was miserable. Feel sorry for him. He's going to give it just enough of the story, just that little bit, to let us know he was miserable. It's the whole time. The whole time he's like this.
Okay. Let's see here. Here we go. I got a $2 tip. Here's the first I've heard of any of this. Thoughts on Doody sending people to snap pictures of your porch and various packages. The man is 50. He's on vacation and he spent the entire week obsessing over you while ignoring his family and saying, I believe that latter half. The first half is not true. No one was here snapping pictures of my porch. That did not happen. So don't believe everything you're told. This is just fucking nonsense. That never happened at all. But the second half I would believe. But here's the thing. I wasn't here. We have been talking about this for a while, have we not? That this entire vortex around me is just that. Around me and dependent upon me. And to what I'm being told and from what I'm understanding. All right? This week, because I was not here streaming and making content for them to steal, lie about, and regurgitate as toxic, they literally had nothing to do. And they were losing their fucking minds. Like they were completely stir crazy. They didn't know what to say, they have no original content. So they had to like really go out on a limb in order to try to find things to talk about. And essentially their viewership was monstrously down. Some of them actually gave up and stopped making content for the time being. Like they just had nothing to do because I was not here. And that's the point I've been making. That in a court of law is the evidence you need to prove that someone is a thief and breaking the law. Because you understand that if they actually had content of their own, then they would have kept making it. But they didn't. They waited for me to come back to start stealing again. So in a court of law, I now have an actual week on record where their views are recorded, their content uploads behavior is recorded. I have everything I need. I'm good.
Okay, I'm just gonna let the next clip play, and then we'll reconvene to talk more about this interesting path that he is deciding to take.
Oh, and I will say one more thing before we move forward. As of today, officially, there are parties involved documenting all of that. Who's doing what, how often they're doing it, how much they're doing it, when they're doing it, what they're actually doing. Like, are you actually rebroadcasting me fully? Are you just clipping and editing and doing transformative work? All of that is being documented as of today, formally. I'm going to have everything I need in the future. So if you're out there and you think you've had the gravy train all this time and, oh, it's all been free and clear, as of today, I'm giving you official notice publicly. I'm sure this will be clipped. Everything is now being documented for the future. So I hope that if you're someone who actually steals my content illegally and benefits from it financially, that you have like a backup. Because pretty soon, everything you're doing is going to either come to an end or be mine and I'm going to own it. Okay? If you pay for your house right now, your mortgage, with money that you make because you steal my content every day, well, pretty soon you're not going to have that money anymore. And in fact, all the money that you've made is going to be mine. You understand? So I'm just saying, now might be a good time to like go get a job and get some job applications out there. Maybe go, sing some fries or maybe Uber driver or something, something like that. Now might be the time to dip your toe into the lake of something else because the days of milk and honey for you are coming to an end. Everything is now being recorded and you've gotten fair notice now, just so you know. So anyone else from this moment on who continues to do that behavior, that illegal behavior, you already knew that this was happening. You have no one to blame but yourself. I've given you fair public notice. Fair enough? Okay. Let's continue.
Okay. I don't even know where to begin. Let me take a drink of my energy drink because Jesus, sponsor me, Monster. Eventually, you're gonna have to do it eventually. Okay. I made a post on Twitter after all of this. And if you haven't seen it, it essentially says, this is not how it works. Yeah. I work in the law field, okay? And I could tell you right now, if he had an attorney and he did this shit, gave public notice, the attorney would be pissed. Because what's going to happen if they take this public notice and they stop doing the thing that the attorney is going to sue them for? Well, the case is ruined, Let them keep doing what they're doing. Let them keep doing it so we could document it. So we could actually build a suit against this person. Okay? That's point one. Point two, if you were to bring this case up to an attorney, they would formally get a cease and desist drafted up, have it notarized, and signed by a judge. And then they would serve it onto you. They would not do a public notice like this. Absolutely not. He has no clue what he's talking about. Okay. I just want to make that clear. He has no clue what he's talking about. Could he have like non-legal licensed people gathering evidence? Sure. Is that the right route to take? No. I mean, you could do it, but it's not the right thing to do. But I'm not gonna tell you what the right thing to do is because I'm not a licensed attorney. So do not take that as legal advice. It is not. It is just a simple observation. Okay? Also, where did this come from? Where the fuck did this come from? This is where I developed my theory. I think Phil is in legal trouble. I even had somebody is so smart on my Twitter, and they're like, I think that he might have had to go up and he had to go up and do mediation, and he didn't know how long it was going to take. Maybe mediation to settle for like tax fraud. Somebody called in his tax fraud or something. That is very, very plausible. Remember, he referenced it in the beginning of somebody creeping around and it caught up to him. Maybe somebody called in his tax fraud. Somebody called in something to the IRS and they caught something on him. And he's been putting it off because when you get served with the case, you have so much time to answer into the case. And when you don't, the case goes on without you. Now, when the case goes on without you, you can enter yourself into the case in the middle of all that. If you're like, you know what, I need to get into this, let me go in and go to the court date or the mediation date, and we'll do that. That might have been what he did. That very well could have been what he did. This could be a whole entire tax issue. I think that there's some kind of legal thing going on with Phil. I think he's in legal trouble. Because why would he be bringing up legal things if somebody died or if somebody's sick? Okay, I'll tell y'all what a couple of people have told me, and y'all let me know what you think, because they make sense. They really do. Again, this is just a theory. I do want to hear y'all's thoughts. I love hearing y'all's thoughts, you know, building off of what I'm saying. One of y'all said that he might have just heard all this from his dad. Like maybe he was visiting his sick mom and he's over here telling all this shit to his dad, and his dad's like, you have legal right if they're doing that. You need to start doing this, this, and this, and blah, 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 blah. You know? It very well could be just something that his family member's telling him, or maybe a whale is telling him, maybe a fan is telling him, hey, you have legal ability to do this. This is your right. And it's like, they're misleading the fuck out of you, dude. So I would consult with an attorney before you do any of this dumb shit. But go off, Phil. Go off. Keep doing it. You know what you're doing. Or somebody said that he's gonna get inheritance money, because somebody made a good point that when Phil was getting all this money from Kino, right? He was very boastful. He was very confident. He said a lot of shit during that time because he was comfortable because he was getting all this money, right? So what if he's coming into money because his mom is dying? And he's like, with this money, I'm going to sue these people because it's going to get me more money. So he thinks. That could be. It could be. Who knows? But I'm going to, for the sake of this video, I'm going to stick with my theory that I think somebody sued Phil. Who sued Phil? Who sued this man? Because when he's bringing up these lawsuit things, he's doing it with such a vengeful tone. Like, if you go back and listen to it, notice how vengeful it is. It's like, this is what's happening to me. I'm going to do it to you. Somebody did wrong to me and doing this to me. I'm going to do it to you that are doing wrong to me. It's like a little kid that, got spanked. So he goes over and hits his little brother. So, I don't know. It just, he's being crazy. And it gets better, y'all. Let's continue to the next few clips.
Super chat. Glad to see that you're okay. You had us worry. I do apologize to anyone who I might have worried, but you have to understand something. As you know, I have this vortex of literal losers around me. They feed off of me. They need me to be relevant. And therefore, I had to not say anything during the time that I was going to be away for protection, for personal reasons. You know what I mean? Like, if I just started talking publicly about this hard stuff I'm going through, immediately you would have these people trying to interfere with it. And it's sad. But already they've tried to interfere with my bankruptcy hearing 5 years ago, which is completely illegal. They've completely impersonated other people and tried to do identity theft and have successfully stolen my identity on multiple occasions. They actually got employed at Comcast and reset my modem and changed my modem settings. I mean, that's only a few of the insane things they've done. Can you imagine the lengths they would go to so that they can say that they have some kind of an effect on my life? And quite frankly, this week I just didn't fucking need it. So I did the way that I did it on purpose, and it worked absolutely flawlessly. There was absolutely no interference whatsoever in my personal life this week, thankfully, and that's a good thing. Okay?
Okay. That was important. That was an important clip. Why was his first example a time where the detractors intervened 2 times in legal matters? Why? It was like his first thing. He's like, they've already tried to interfere with my bank. Let me go back and listen to the way he said it. Hold on. They tried to interfere with my bankruptcy hearing 5 years ago. I don't know. Why was that your first reference? They have done a lot. I will say, the detractors, especially the ones from the past, they have done a lot. I'm new gen, okay? That's what I've been getting called now, so I'm just going to reference myself as. I'm new gen. A lot of us are. Not all of you. A lot of you are veterans, and I love that y'all teach me stuff. But we are a blip, literally a speck in Phil's history. There's been a lot of shit that's been done to this man by people, okay, that are willing to go beyond. But my point is, the first thing that came to his head to reference why he could not tell us what happened is because the detractors got involved in a legal matter that has already happened in the past. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Take with it as you will. Form your own opinion on this, like I said. I really want to hear what y'all think in the comments. I'm just putting pieces together that make sense to me. And I think this fool is planning on trying to get revenge. I don't think he's ever going to get an attorney. He can't afford it. Unless the other people are right that he's coming into inheritance money. And now he's cocky because he thinks he can afford it. Good luck, Phil. That's a lot of money. I don't think you're going to get back as much as you think you are.
If anyone does want to actually live rebroadcast me and does not want to actually suffer legal ramifications down the line, because if you don't get permission from me, you will, you can contact me and we can talk about it. Maybe we could work out a licensing fee where I say you can live rebroadcast me on a daily basis as long as there's a contribution or an agreement or something in place. Because if you're going to use my content live before I have a chance to even get it on the internet and monetize it, then I need to receive compensation for that. So if you're someone who regularly does that and you don't want to get sued into oblivion down the line, you should probably contact me now and work something out. Okay? If you don't, I'm going to sue you into oblivion somewhere down the line and I'm going to own everything that you own. Okay.
I can't stop laughing. Y'all, this is entertainment to me. This is so freaking funny. Like, it's like in some states, okay, have you ever seen those videos where people are recording these crazy people acting crazy in public and they're like, you can't record me, stop recording me. And it's like, it's a one-side consented state, bitch. Which means, in case you don't know what it means, I'm sure you're smart, but in case you don't know what it means, is, only one person needs to consent to being recorded. So I consent to recording you. You don't have to consent to shit. It's just so funny. And they're like, you don't know, I'm going to call the cops and I'm going to sue you for everything, blah, 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 blah. It's the same thing here. Phil is one of those people that is acting a fool in public, and when people record him, he gets mad. And he tries to act like he knows the law. He doesn't know shit, guys. Holy shit. A licensing agreement? That's not how that works. He thinks people contacting him directly and coming up with a licensing agreement and paying him directly for that licensing agreement is a proper, upholdable in court licensing agreement. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is legit cracking me up. It's so awful that he is so serious, guys. He's so serious. He's serious. Sorry, let me take this more serious. He's serious. He's coming for us. He's coming for Raw Phil. He's coming for who else? Pig, whatever their name is. W Pig. He's coming for our girl Toxicity. I'm so sure. Oh my god. So stupid. Please. And how much, I want to know how much he is going to charge for that licensing fee. I want to know how much he's going to charge for that licensing fee. How much does he think he's worth? Oh, I bet he would make you pay for a full year's worth of goals. Oh my god, it's not that funny, but it's just so funny. It's not how it works, guys. In case you haven't figured it out by now, he has not a fucking clue what he is talking about. Zero. Zip. And what does he mean, like, I'm gonna sue you into oblivion down the line and I'm gonna own everything that you own? Are they gonna give you the house that they pay for? Not how it works, dude. I don't understand. I don't understand his logic. And also, what does he mean down the line? How long are you gonna wait, brother? He really thinks, the longer I wait, the longer I let the evidence build up, the more money is building up in my pocket in the end. Brother, do you not know the statute of limitations? All it takes is a Google search, dude. You don't have to be knowledgeable in the law to know that everything has a statute of limitations. Everything. Okay? Oh boy. Okay, we need to move on. Because there's so much more. It just gets so much better.
£2 super chat from Stuart, who says, remember to demand all of their play buttons. Oh, indeed. All of their views are from me. Not only do I own all of the income they've ever made stealing my content, I also own all of their views. So their play buttons are mine as well. I'll be sure to demand that in the settlement. Okay. Good call. All right, continuing on.
You hear that, guys? He's gonna take your little play buttons because he owns it all. Because he owns the views. He's like a patented product, and you copied him. So everything that you have under his name is his. The house, the car, the dog, your wife's engagement ring. I can't even comment on this anymore. This is like actually insane. Actually insane. And this just to me makes me feel more so that something legal happened to him because he is pissed. He is pissed. He's not even speaking with logic anymore. He is so upset. And, you know, he's been dealing with legal stuff now, and he's like, I gotta get back at people that done me wrong because I'm being done wrong. Right. Right.
All right, so, folks, are we ready to have the conversation? All right? So here's the deal. This last week I wasn't here. It was not planned. There was no vacation. All right? This was something that came out of left field and I had to handle. And as you know, well, you may not know this. As you get older, more and more things start to happen that you can't control. And you just got to learn to adjust. Okay? You have to. And a lot of things are going to happen as you get older that you don't want to have to deal with or handle. You want, but you're going to have to. All right? I mean, you could just stick your head in the ground like an ostrich and pretend like the world doesn't exist, but eventually it's going to come back anyway to bite you, right? And it is what it is. So,
what does he mean by that? What does he mean by that? Because again, this could mean that he had been putting off going to see his mom before she got really, 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 really sick. Or this could mean that he put off something that all adults have to deal with when they put themselves in that situation. I'm voting for the latter. I don't know.
Basically, this last week was no picnic for me at all. It was probably one of the darkest, most emotionally wrenching times of my life. Okay? I had absolutely zero enjoyment.
He's about to cry. He was literally about to cry, y'all. I can't tell. I'm gonna let this continue. But in that moment, I'm like, oh my God, somebody's sick. Somebody effing died. Somebody's gonna die. But I don't know. Let's continue so I can let you see why I think that's just not the case.
And, that's that. Now, I'm well aware that so many people on the internet stalk me. And again, because the only reason they have content is because they steal mine. If I'm not here, they go crazy trying to stalk me and figure out what I've been up to and where I am and all of that. I am pleased to say, very pleased to say, they have absolutely no clue what I've been doing. Zero. And let me tell you, I had to learn from so many different things of my past that have happened, right? Things where I never fathomed that these idiots would get information or you know what I'm saying, or pry into my personal stuff. They were not able to do so this time. For the first time probably ever, right? That's amazing. Did I ever think that because I went through a bankruptcy that this was going to result in me having years of harassment, identity theft, money stolen, bank accounts, being accessed from unauthorized parties and all kinds of shit? Of course I didn't. Of course I never thought that would happen, but it did, right? So learning, from all of that, I 100% kept my lips zipped, and it worked. All right? So I hope that you guys understand. I want you to understand something. I appreciate every one of you, whether you're a viewer, whether you're someone who actually contributes above and beyond that, whether you're one of my moderating staff, whoever you are out there. If you like my content and you watch it, I really appreciate you. I do. You're the reason why I get to do what I love for a living. And there's a lot of things that I owe. For example, I never would have met my wife if it weren't for me doing this for a job. You know what I mean? I never would have. So there's a lot of great things in my life as a result of this. But at the same time, because this nonstop leeching, this sucking parasites on me, they're reliant on me when I'm not here, that they're going to go crazy. So I hope you have to understand why I couldn't say anything at all. I had to keep my lips zipped completely, 100%, because God forbid I let something slip that then they would be able to find stuff out. They would try to ruin my life, mess with me and everything around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about it. If they knew that I wasn't going to be streaming this week, they would have been fucking with me nonstop, right? They would have tried a million different stupid things. And not to say that they didn't. There were a few things that were attempted, but because I kept my lips zipped, they were completely unsuccessful. All right? So, the thing is, you might say, well, are you going to tell us everything that happened this week? No, I'm not. I'm going to tell you why. Because it's my life, and I have a right to privacy.
All right, I'm going to stop him right there for a second. First, I didn't acknowledge earlier when he said, they don't know what's going on. I'm glad to say that they don't have an idea of what's going on. Do you believe that? I kind of do. No, Phil, of course, he's not honest. He's not honest. So this could very well be him trying to mislead us, meaning somebody is on the right track and he does not want to admit it. I don't know. I don't know. Like, it was just the way he said it. I kind of believe that maybe from who he's seen, at least, meaning he only sees the bigger guys like Duty and maybe like Stephen Cambion or Broside Phil, because he's brought them up before. I feel like maybe he's just seen them, and so he hasn't seen any other theories that have gone on because he doesn't see everybody, right? So somebody's not on the right track from who he has seen. So, you know, whatever, Phil. That could be true, but not. Also, throughout these last few minutes of all this, notice that yes, Phil, you are completely right. You have the right to your privacy. Everybody does. Everybody does. But you can't also continuously throughout your entire stream remind them how miserable you were when you were gone and keep using that and using that and using that to make sure that your audience has it implanted in their brain that you were miserable. Poor you. Sob me. I'm so sad. Woe is me. But you can't know exactly what went on because of other people. Okay, then keep your mouth shut altogether. Don't let us know how miserable you were. Don't let us know how stressed you were. Don't let us know that it wasn't no vacation. Shut your face. Okay? Because what you're doing is disgusting and it's manipulative as fuck. So, anyways, I guess let's just hear him out just for a little bit longer.
I'm sorry that I can't come back on this stream and just unload on you guys and be like, here's what's been going on and blah, blah, blah. I can't. Because immediately, number one, it would be, see, Phil's looking for sympathy. And number two, it would be, oh, so now let's do everything we possibly can to ruin his life and everyone else's life and everything around us. Right? It would. That's how they are. They're mentally ill people. These are not normal thinking people. They're broken in the head. I would go as far to say they're all of the like mind, and they reached out to each other and found themselves on the internet because they're so broken. They had to find other people that were broken to feel normal. And they've actually created this community of mentally deficient, ill people. That's not good at all, because that's how cults begin. Do you understand? How do you think the people who drink the Kool-Aid, how that started? Because they were all fucking nuts and they all found each other. And that's how these people operate now. They do it anonymously on the internet. It's dangerous shit. So that's why I literally can't tell you a word.
Okay. Do not compare all this shit that you created by your own actions to those people that drink the fucking Kool-Aid. A lot of those people were weak-minded people that got taken advantage of, Phil. Just like the people that are in your community. Interesting. Projection, maybe? Huh. I can't stand that he did that. That was ugly. That was ugly. You have no idea what those people were going through, what their lives were like. No. Now, I will say, there's some crazy people up in this community of detractors, okay? People that do wish the worst on Phil. But Phil, a lot of the detractors are people that just want you to take responsibility. And you won't. And when you piss the wrong person off like that, and you just isolate, you just refuse to take responsibility, and so you decide to isolate yourself, they're going to go to extremes to make sure that you are forced to take some kind of responsibility, whether that means taking some stuff away. Let me make this clear. Do I agree with this? No, but I'm just making an observation. So stop trying to act like the victim. This is what he is doing. I can't tell you what's going on, but just know I am a victim of these people. I am a victim, and so are you, because now I can't tell you what's going on because of these crazy people over here, guys. It's us versus them. Kool-Aid my ass. Kool-Aid, please.
About any of what really has gone down, because undoubtedly harassment would begin on all fronts. And so therefore, you're never going to know what I was doing. All of the guesses have been wrong completely, which I'm happy about. Trust me, because I was nervous this week with not saying a word and keeping my mouth shut that possibly there was going to be harassment or someone would figure out something. Luckily, nobody did. Thankfully, thank God. And it's all over now. And now we can try to get back to normalcy, which I think we're going to be fine. We're in the midst of a very awesome, busy gaming summer, correct?
Okay. I want to say also to help my theory, he was afraid that somebody was going to dig something up. A lot of court cases are public access. That means somebody hasn't looked in the right place. So there's information that's missing, but it's out there for somebody to find it. Somebody just has to be willing to go that far, essentially, is what he's saying. Somebody hasn't been looking in the right places. So, I don't know.
Is that back when I used to be transparent about everything, people used it in very malicious ways. You know, they used stuff that you would think would be just commonplace information, and they used it to try to harass, to try to mess with me, and not just me, but the people around me, my friends, my family, all of that. And because of that, because you had power and you misused it, you will no longer have that power. I've taken that away from you now. So now you just sit there and you'll know what I tell you, and you won't know anything further, and you'll like it.
That smug look on his face. He gets like this when he has himself has lost all power. And so at this point, he is doing anything and everything that he possibly can that makes himself feel like he has power. And this is what it is for right now. He did this when the Kino Casino thing happened. He just started lashing out in weird ways, like doing weird shit. And it's just his mentally fucked up way of gaining some kind of delusional illusion of control back. This is all a bunch of bullshit. Like I said, he is putting on a show. He's putting on a show. He's back. He lost all control out there in real life for that whole week, y'all. Now he's back in the snort fort where he has control. And he is using it right now to help himself feel better about whatever the fuck happened to him. So we are witnessing a person cope with something that was possibly traumatizing for him. We only have a few more minutes. Let's just let it end.
And there's nothing you can do about it. Sorry. At one point, I would have been more transparent, but you just don't deserve it with the behaviors that certain people have had on the internet. You don't deserve that level of transparency any further. You can't be trusted with it. That's the truth, is you just can't be trusted with it, right? If I could trust people with information, I would give you some, but I can't trust you anymore because too many people have been too malicious. And that's not me talking to everyone. That's me talking to the detractors. And that's me talking to the psychos out there who take it too far. All right. That's certainly not everyone. That's definitely not my fan base or viewer base, but there is this weird vortex of weirdos. You would have had information. I would have been able to come by and open up to all of you and feel relieved instead of having to compartmentalize my life, because that's what I'm doing now. We've got this part of my life that's private, this part of my life that's public. You get the public, you can't get the private anymore because I had to do that. I didn't used to do that, but now I have to, and it's because of the people who can't behave because they're mentally deficient. Okay? So again, I know that there will be people who understand and people who don't, and I'm sorry to those who don't, but I don't need you here. I would much rather be able to just make positive content, all right, and be who I want to be and be successful doing what I want to do, all right, rather than these people who are out of their minds demanding, and then when I give, then they use it to hurt me anyway, because that's exactly what will happen. Oh, tell us. All right, I'll finally tell you. And then here we go. Here comes harassment, all kinds of shit. I'm not going to do it. All right? I'm good to go. We're moving forward positively. And again, if anything, this last week has completely 100% proven and corroborated everything I've said about the vortex around me. I'm not involved with it, but they are all directly dependent on me. Without me, they dry up in the hot sun like a weed with no water. They have absolutely nothing to do. They become irrelevant. Get it? And the fact that they are irrelevant without stealing my content proves in a court of law that I own their content. Get it? But that's for another day.
Okay. That is all. That's all I got for you as far as Phil goes. Some crazy shit happened to Phil. That's all I'm gonna say. And I want to hear what y'all think about my theory. Something legal happened to Phil. He didn't do what he was supposed to somewhere where he was supposed to. And it's coming back and it bit him in the ass. His words directly. So that's all, y'all. Phil is back. He's worse than ever. It's back to normalcy. Kinda. So, yeah, y'all. That's really it. I don't really have much of an outro because you just witnessed some crazy shit, right? He's crazy. He's being actually unstable. Okay? And he's trying to hide it. And he's not good at it. He's not good at masking his mental instability. Trying to put it onto others, trying to put it on the detractors to make it look like we're the mentally unstable ones. Like, fool. Like, you say that all we do is talk about you on our content. What the fuck did you just do for an entire 3 hours? Who did you talk about the entire 3 hours? No? Okay. Anyways, but yeah, guys, I hope that y'all had a good weekend. I hope that y'all enjoyed your week off of Phil. If nothing else, we had a week away from this freaking moron. It was nice. It was nice. Refreshing. A good mental reset. So like I said, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. What was your theory? And after seeing this, did your theory change or did it kind of concrete your own theory more? I'd like to hear about it. Like I said in the beginning of the video, there's a link in the comments that goes to my podcast and my gaming channel. You can go in there and follow me on all my socials because I try to post different things everywhere. So follow me there. And yeah, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Bye, Weenies.
So I'll just say, go ahead. You want to threaten me publicly on my stream? Go ahead and try to charge back and see what happens now that I have legal evidence that you intended to do that to begin with because you just threatened me. By the way, it says right on my fucking tips page, no refunds under any circumstance. So you don't have a legal leg to stand on. Thanks for trying, though, and trying to be an asshole during my Street Fighter stream.